I'm Raymond Schinazi. I'm professor of pediatrics at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been there for many years. My mother, for example, when she was younger, she had an infection and we had no medicine. And we had to bring the medicine from the United States. So we gave the medication and she recovered completely and she lived to be 94. So the impact got stuck in my mind that science can do wonderful things if it's used properly. And clearly, having come to Bath University, I was able to study here intensely, get my bachelor's degree and continue with a PhD. And I realized that innovation and science can be a source of income, but also a source of revenues for reinvesting in the future of science as well. So to me, that was very important. And giving back to Bath was very important to me. I want to have a continuation. It's very important to have endowments and be able to endow things for the future that keeps on giving, as we say. So I think it's very, very important to have that, and also to have a legacy of some form of legacy. It's important too, because I think we want to encourage other graduates from Bath University to also give when they become wealthy or successful. And I may have been one of the earliest one, but I think there's been many more since then, and hopefully there'll be many more afterwards. She was a virologist. I trained as a chemist, but I also became a virologist and a pharmacologist. So virology was my passion, and viruses are everywhere. And not only viruses, also 1/3 of the virus is called cancer too. So I was very interested in cancer, because some members of my family also succumbed to cancer, like most families, and I wanted to be able to do something special there. So that was the motivation, the reason for doing it, and that's why I became a virologist. I've seen my cousin die of HIV. I've seen people dying in front of me who have HIV and COVID. I understand the problem. It's very obvious that finding solutions to these problems is incredibly important. And in fact, the fact that I devoted most of my life towards finding treatments and cures for these diseases, these severe life-threatening diseases, it's so important to find solutions to these problems. Two of the most successful things I've done is, one is the PrEP, what we call PrEP, which is the prevention for people who have HIV, taking drugs. But also the other thing that I'm very successful is the cure for HCV, Hepatitis C virus. We've been successful at curing HCV, amazingly, but we have changed the world with that. In terms of the world of medicine, we have less people having liver transplants, for example, due to cancer. Hepatocellular carcinoma is one of the biggest killers on the planet. So people take these drugs and it prevents progression to liver cancer, as an example. And it's a slow killer, but it kills many, many people every year. It still does kill people, but it's not as bad as it used to be. And now we have a treatment that actually cures. In 12 weeks, you're cured completely, forever, unless you get reinfected, of course. So that's already done. Now, what else are we doing? We're doing hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is an even bigger killer. It's bigger than HIV and HBV combined. We're talking about 250 million people globally. There are treatments available, which I was involved in, but there's no cure. So we're working on a cure, and we have things that potentially could be curative for hepatitis B, and we hope that the data is coming out constantly about what we've been doing. Other people are working too in this field. I think it's fantastic. And then the other thing I'm interested in is obviously the cure for HIV. That's really the most difficult one. And we have ideas, and we're implementing these ideas, and hopefully they will turn out to be successful. Bath actually chose me. And I'm glad it chose me, because Bath has risen to be one of the top universities in the UK. So to me, that was also encouraging to see that Bath is here to stay for a long time.